Hi, welcome back. In the last episode, I discussed about the snake sacrifice done by King Janamejaya, which resulted in the narration of Mahabharata by sage Vaisampayana. The sage Vaisampayana started the story. He said, "There was once a king named Mahabisha. He was born in the Ilakwa lineage and he was a lord of the earth. He was always truthful and truly valorous. He pleased the lords of the gods through 1,000 sacrifices, and thus finally he attained heaven. One day in the heaven, several gods went to pay homage to Brahma. The king Mahabisha was also present. Ganga, the best of rivers, also came to pay homage to her grandfather. During that special occasion, Ganga's garment went blown away by the wind, and immediately the masses of the gods lowered their faces. But King Mahabisha continued to stare unshamed at Ganga. Seeing that, Lord Brahma greatly exasperated and cursed them that you will be born on earth and face all difficulties, and then only you will regain these heavenly worlds. On seeing King Mahabisha's loss his composure, the best of rivers, Ganga, immediately went away from the scene, thinking about him in her mind. Along a path, she saw the divine Vasus. Seeing the dejected faces of Vasus, Ganga asked them, "What happened? What is the reason for your dejection?" Vasus, in depressed state, replied, "We have been severely cursed by the great-souled Vasishta for the minor transgression." Sage Vasishta was engaged in his twilight rites, and in our folly we crossed him. In that anger, he cursed us that we would be born in the wombs of a woman. Therefore, we need you to become a woman on earth and bear the Vasus as your son, as we cannot enter the womb of an impure woman. Ganga, upon hearing to Vasus, agreed to the request of the Vasus. But Ganga said that in the world of men, a son will be born to Pratipa, the king of Hastinapura. He will be named as King Shantanu, who will be devoted to Dharma, and he will be your father. The Vasus put a condition also, that you must hurl your sons into the water as soon as they are born, so that we are quickly freed and don't suffer for a long time. But Ganga was confused and nodded for that and told, "I will do what you wish, but so that my union with him is not completely fruitless, let one son remain with him." For that, the Vasus replied, "Each one of us will offer 1/8 of our respective energies. From that, a son will be born to you and will live according to your desires. But one condition is, he will have no children on earth, and he will not marry also." Making this agreement with Ganga, the Vasus happily went away to the place where they dwelt. Later, in Hastinapura, King Pratipa was a great king who was also devoted to the welfare of the people. Once, Ganga went on to perform her duties to Hastinapura while King Pratipa was meditating. Ganga assumed the form of a woman and sat on the right lap of King Pratipa and proposed him to get married to her. But Pratipa ignored it and convinced her. Finally, Pratipa got a way out by using the scriptural belief, that is, he was happy to consider her as his daughter or daughter-in-law as she sat on his right lap, which is for the daughters. The left thigh is for the wife. It is in the Hindu scriptures. Ganga was even happy to get united with Pratipa's son, which was a plan also. But Ganga put a couple of conditions. That is, his son must not know her high birth, nor must he ever question what she do. Living with his son in this way, she will make him happy and bring about his welfare. After a few years, Pratipa begetted a son named Shantanu, who was the incarnation of King Mahabharata, a cursed king. The King Shantanu was an handsome personality and a great warrior. Later, several years after, Shantanu succeeded the throne of Hastinapura, while Pratipa retired to the forest to spend the rest of his life peacefully. King Shantanu was an intelligent king and became a famous archer on earth. He loved hunting and spent a lot of time in the forest. Once, the best of kings, Shantanu killed many deers and buffaloes. Wandering along the banks of Ganga, he came to a place frequented by the Siddhas and Charanas. One day, the king saw there a supreme woman dazzling in her beauty like the lotus-seated Shri herself. Her body was faultless and her teeth were beautiful. It was Ganga. She was adorned with divine ornaments. She was alone and she wore she garments that were as beautiful as the filament of the lotus. The king was astounded at the beauty of her form, and hair on his body stood up in rapture. The king went to her and addressed with a gentle voice, "O beautiful one, O one with a slender waist, are you from a race of gods, demons, Gandharvas, or Apsaras, or Yakshas, or Panangas, or are you a human? You seem to be born of a god. Whoever you are, please be my wife." She replied with a smiling face, "O king, I will be your queen and will obey your words. O king, but you must not interfere in my acts, regardless of whether they please you or displease you. You must never try to stop me or speak to me harshly." She imposed this condition very strongly, but being blindfolded with love and adoration, he accepted to those conditions without knowing the consequences. Agreed to those conditions, the marriage between Shantanu and Ganga grandly happened. The whole kingdom were in colors and enjoying the great occasion. But this risky and tricky freedom earned by Ganga through a condition carries the plot of Mahabharata to a next stage, where the beautiful colors and enjoyment start fading with the involvement of lot of adharma. See you all in my next episode. Till then, thank you.